We have two top stories this week, both involving the women in WWE. No woman more powerful, though, than Stephanie McMahon. Old Slappy McSlapperson, who shocked a lot of people with a tweet on Thursday announcing that as of tomorrow, I am taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities in WWE. WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family. Who would have thought that Shane and Stephanie would have disappeared within a few months of each other? Nick Khan is taking over most of Stephanie's duties in her absence, slowly working his way through the family. Vince better glue his ass to that chair in Gorilla. Gorilla glue for the gorilla position, but if that chair has wheels, Nick Khan would probably just roll him out into the street. This came out of nowhere. In all seriousness, I hope everything is okay health-wise and family-wise. Outside of the inner circle, nobody in the company saw this coming. It was as much a shock to them as it was to us. And my first thought was she came extremely close to losing her husband last year. If it wasn't for her, he would probably be dead right now. Triple H now is back working in the office full time, but his responsibilities are very different than what they used to be. That kind of thing can put things in perspective very quickly, especially when you have kids. They have 3 of them. Fightful Select did have a report that noted a large portion of the team that worked directly with Stephanie was let go in one of the recent rounds of company layoffs. It's hard to know which one, there have been so many. But they dismantled most of her team, which is exactly what they did to her husband. They dismantled most of his team too, after his heart attack. To the outside eye, it looks like both of them are being phased out of their major responsibilities anyway in the company. But Meltzer says the belief is that she will be back, and this was said to be 100% her choice, and not a situation where she was forced out. But let's be honest. That's exactly what I would expect them to say, even if she was forced out. And I don't think she was, but I'm just saying, her saying that or him saying that doesn't really change much. Look, I don't think there's some grand conspiracy going on here. I do think there's definitely something else going on here that we don't know about. And it does raise questions about what her future is in WWE. It wasn't that long ago that Triple H and Stephanie were thought to be the heirs apparent, with the keys to the kingdom, waiting in the wings. And nobody ever outright said that, but you just look at the responsibilities they had in that company, and it seemed pretty obvious that's where things were headed. That's what he or Triple H or both of them were being groomed for. Shane was the odd man out. He literally left the company for 7 years. Triple H and Stephanie were going to run the show when Vince was gone. That's what everybody thought, and that has been completely flipped. Their roles have all but vanished. They've become non-factors in this company. All while Nick Khan is gaining more and more power and influence by the day. And I don't see Nick Khan as somebody who's going to be working, he's not a lifer in WWE. He was brought in, I think, to do a particular thing in terms of streamlining and cutting costs and all the things that he's done. And he's got a lot of connections in a world that WWE has been dying to break into, more mainstream. Nick Khan, he's a shrewd guy. But I don't see him coming into this company and being a wrestling lifer. He's going to come in, he's going to clean things up and do, what he is supposed to do. And this is a company that looks more and more to me like it's being prepped for an eventual sale. The family members holding less power than ever before only strengthens my belief in that. But she started working there right out of college. When we saw her on television for the first time, she was 22 years old, being abducted by The Undertaker. This is all she's ever known. So for Slappy to walk away from that, there had to be a damn good reason. I hope everything is okay health-wise with Triple H.